has the phone. Brett's staying home with peoples to see about, or to watch Aquaman with Steven and Danny and Lexi.
What am I going after?
Huh?
What am I going after?
Energy, purple streamers, any streamers, and basically whatever you want. You can look at I finished the bonus event, so really a lot of it is I'm trying to get walking distance in, a few things like that. So I guess in Utah now, from what I can tell, in general, to come into Utah, you have to have a letter that states what essential business you have in Utah. However, Brett said that they have changed that for Cache County, and that does not apply. So my guess is that it does apply going from Cache County anywhere else in Utah, but I can't be sure. Well, I'm not even sure of that, because I think the reason for excluding Cache County is because Cache County has JBS, the meat plant where my husband works. And a lot of people come from both Ogden and from areas like Pocatello, etc., right inside Idaho. As well as Gosner's, which is one of our cheese plants, and Schreiber's, the other one I know. They, I think, both have a lot of people that come from both ways. I do believe Icon is shut down, but I also know we have...
Steph waved.
Hi, Steph! I also know we have a medical manufacturer here in the valley that probably does the same. So we have a lot of large essential businesses, which is actually kind of interesting, because from what I've seen, Utah's rate of infection isn't growing very fast, but huge sections of Cache County, work being the way it is, yeah. So Brett's been with me every time, so I didn't have the heart to tell her. So I didn't want to say this, but I don't know if this had a difference or not, but a few days, half a week maybe even, before they started requiring, or half a week or a week before they started requiring masks for everyone at JBS, I actually messaged them on Facebook asking about it. So I don't know if that had a difference or not, but there is that. Now what I'm doing right now is partially also taking David to help his uncle on the house, build the house. So he should have the social distancing while he's doing that, etc. So we should be okay there. He understands why it is he's being allowed to do it, and what the difference is between that and just going over to visit his uncle, right? Yes or no? He says yes, but he looks like he's And he just stuck his tongue out at me, too.
That's just the thing that I do. To everyone.
Anyway, and he did do it jokingly. He smiled as he did it and whatever. If I had been upset or talking to him about something, you know, that
Who sticks their tongues out at people and they're serious when they're an adult-ish figure? Only kids do that. And it's not even that bad, it's just the tongue.
Well, and he only does it at specific times when he knows it's not going to upset me. When he knows I'm way serious. With this one, he'd already said yes. He left a girlfriend. Well, I'll just say this. Lexi is over at the house because she needs somewhere where there can be peace and quiet while or more peace and quiet. By peace and quiet, I mean not a sister swearing right and left while she's doing a online class, because it's a online she's actually taking school through the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Pathways program. And it bothers her enough that her sister swears anyway, but she really does not want that happening during her online class. I don't know if her online class that's today is a seminary class or it's one after her seminary class. I'm not sure there, but if it is her, either way, it's serious. But if it's her seminary class, it would be even more frustrating. So, and she knows that at least at our house, there will be no swearing unless Brett decides that for some reason he's upset or something. And his swearing really isn't very bad. It's just one, you know. It's bad enough it bothers me, but I will say it's mild considering where he works. And so I kind of, when he starts on it, I kind of glare at him and walk away, and he starts realizing what's happening and shuts his mouth. David. So, and he's starting to get better and better. I think part of it is for a long time, no one he worked with was a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So they all swore right, left, and center. And recently someone has started that he became really good friends with really quickly. And then a while later found out that he is actually a member too, which made it even easier. So he's spending more time with this guy than a bunch of the other guys, which means he's around swearing less, so it comes home less. So, do you have any idea how long you're going to be?
Nope.
Okay. I have a feeling
He's not here.
didn't mean this house, possibly. We will go check the other one just in case.
They're probably just...
Well, I just meant we can check, right?
Okay, whatever.
Because if it is that house,
Well, or they might just be taking up the dog.
Yeah.
Or he's not back from work and he just hurried and texted me.
I'm just saying we can check, right?
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to be nice here.
No, I know.
Because then if he's over there and he is working over there and he finds out you're over here, he doesn't have to come over after you or you walk over there.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to be working on my stream anyway. So, driving around. So why don't I drive you over to check? And then if he's not there, we can come back. Not a problem. It doesn't really make much difference in what I'm doing, but it can make a difference to him and you. Okay, it looks like they either have taken dogs to the dog park or
Shiny.
he's not home from work yet. Are you sure? And he meant at one of the houses here, not at work somewhere.
He said, hey, can you come and help me work on the house?
Okay. So generally when he does that, it's here. He makes it a little bit more clear if it's work.
And whenever he's wanted me to go and help him with work, I've been in the actual room and he was like, hey, you want to come down to where I work and help?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. He makes it clear it's work.
Yeah, he does. I'm
Which
very
actually,
glad he gives me the opportunity to do this all the time.
I was going to say,
It's awesome.
that's one thing you might find out from him, how Jake is, or if you've enjoyed working with Jake.
I've never worked with Jake. I've only ever worked with Jade.
Okay.
Because whenever we go down to his work, everyone's gone.
Okay.
And we're just working on our own. Like, last time I went, we were working on the basement on our own.
Okay.
Because Jake was like, hey, build this basement and I'll pay you extra.
Okay. Well, you could always, I know you've talked about working somewhere. That might be an idea.
I brought it up before and you were like, no, it's not worth it. But that's also because there was school.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah.
So during especially for the summer or whatever, you know,
I'm going to
because you're doing more online right now too is part of it. And it may influence you to work harder online to hurry and get things done than go to work. But being aware of where your grades are at. One of my concerns about you this summer working was that I know you want to graduate next year and you need to get enough credits. Okay, so I'm leaving him here. No one's here yet, but maybe stay outside. Maybe stay outside and wait. He's going to look at what all Dad's bought, so to work on to get an idea if he can figure out what they need to work on today. So anyway, so Brett stayed home because obviously Danny was staying home, and I don't know if Mindy had planned on staying home or not. And on top of that, they did not watch Aquaman last night because Danny had a institute. It's actually institute that Lexi would have, but Danny had an institute class last night online that Brett hadn't registered or remembered or whatever, and so they ended up not watching Aquaman last night. So they were watching it when I left. And I'll go back later to check and find out plans for David, getting him home and whatever, so. was saying, and then I'll tell you what I just saw. She set up that for voice acting, and yeah, I think that's, anyway. So we were just driving, as I was driving past, this lady had one of the large area rugs, throw rugs, whatever, that the way that you clean it is you take it out, put it up on a stand and kind of beat it. She has it over her fence, which would be fine, but she's putting her brush in a bowl, or her broom in a bowl of water and wiping it all over this rug. I think you agree, though, Steph, that that's just what you do as a mother. Okay, let's look at this port key. I'm kind of surprised we haven't had more from here show up with the calamity, just because if the borough's showing up and having people everywhere, Weasley's Wizarding Wheezes really should. Because it was, and it should have been on that list too. Definitely. Unless they literally did not understand the importance and literally just made the list out of things they guessed on. There, that should be enough to keep me going for a little while with them. One thing I do wish, but I think this is every mother's wish, is that the kids understood more why I do what I do at times. David's been fighting with me. He wants to work full force all summer, and then during the fall, winter, spring, and yet somehow graduate a year early too. And it's like, honey, I love you, but I don't want you overwhelming yourself and actually ending up not being able to complete your goals because you're trying to earn some extra money. Graduating a year early will put more money in your pocket in more ways than one, than being where your sister and brother were. Mindy, she has, 3 or 4 credits left, and she's got 1 term left, which she can do, but the issue becomes she's also got seminary that's supposed to take, or I should say she's got 3 or 4 classes left to take. And I don't know if she passes what she's got this semester or if she doesn't pass. I didn't exactly understand that. And some of those she can easily take care of if she just, at least one of them, her counselor has told her she can get past, she can take care of if she'll just do a book report. One of the credits, all she has to do for is read and do a book report. And it's not just her. A lot of people could do this. It's one of her English credits. They offer that at her school to try and encourage the kids to read. And actually in many schools they have a class for that. Well, Mindy's reading all the time. There has never been a question in any of our minds if she reads enough to be able to get a book done. The only thing is she has to turn in a book report for it. And she's known about this since last summer at least. And she still hasn't turned it in. And that's kind of frustrating because it's like, Mindy, and she says it's done, she just hasn't got it in. So hopefully she'll be getting it in soon. And hopefully some of the credits are just are with when she's already, if she doesn't pass. So if she does pass all of them this term, that she'll have 2 more, or have at least one of those credits. Some of them the counselor was able to waive because of everything that's happened. With schooling and with the coronavirus. From my understanding, they've given some extra leeway to students because of it, and her school, especially during this, they actually have 6 classes that are affected by, that will be affected by it, 3 and 3. And so they may have been given permission to waive that many classes. And by the state. And if so, that could be how they're doing it. I do not know. I have to admit, years ago I found out that one of the worst, that while I try to stay on top of my kids' schooling, one of the worst things I can do is take over my kids' schooling for them. I make them talk to the counselor when they feel they need to change classes, or if the counselor misunderstood something and has them in a class that will not work for them or is not for whatever reason. There has been one of their teachers there at the school. I've basically gone to the counselor myself and said, you do not put my kids in this class. Period. I do not care. Do not put them in his class. He does not work out with my students. And I thought it was just my students, and come to find out, it's actually almost every single student there at the school. And so the people who put them in classes are insist that my kids have to have this teacher for a teacher, and the counselor keeps having to go in and pull them out because she knows that it will not work out. For basically a big part of the reason he claims, I went in once with him and he claimed, I'll work with your student and whatever, but they better be here in class. And I'm like, no, don't you understand? They have something that means that they might get sick and it may take days to get better. I don't care. They need to be here in class every single day. And I'm like, no, that's not what our doctor is saying. And what we've been told by everyone else, and even so they have, here's one thing they told us, and so why they were so quick to pull him back out of class is we went in with enough that we could get a 504, and they said, please just give us and our teachers the chance to work with you without actually having to have a written 504. And I said, okay, I'll give you the chance, but if it's not working out, I want it written down. And they agreed with that. So they have all but this one teacher has been amazing with them and accepted the different things that would normally be put in a 504. They've just worked with them that way. It's just this one teacher, and he's an older teacher, and I think that's why. I think he feels that I don't care. This is the way school is, and this is the way I'm going to do it. And so my suspicion is he literally, especially right now, I don't know how well he's handling things. A lot of the other schools not other schools, other classes around here, or other classes in that school, the teachers already had a lot of their stuff ready to either working through Google Classrooms already or in such a way that it wasn't that hard to switch over. And then there was him. So I kind of laugh. I know my son wishes he was the teacher leaving and not the teacher that is leaving at the end of this coming term, because my son likes likes the teacher that's leaving, and that's why he's insisting that he gets, so this coming term, by that I mean the end of the school year. But he will have him he's asked, because he only has one class, because this will be the last term, he's asked if he can have him for a teacher. So he'll have that, plus he'll have seminary on the side. And if they do start school in person this year, then we'll have to work with the seminary teacher on how to get it to where he can do both. One thing has happened with this. So my uncle wrote in a family group chat we had that's been way old, and was asking how everyone was doing, and so I responded and just let him know that Ehlers-Danlos syndrome runs in the family and is considered high risk, just so people can be aware. And someone came back with, "What do you mean? How can you be so sure? Grandma wasn't diagnosed." And I'm like, "Nope, Grandma wasn't. But I see the symptoms, and because of things I'm sure both my mom and dad are, and everything. And I'm pretty sure Grandma was too." And they came back, "So is anyone diagnosed?" I'm like, "Yep, me and all of my kids." And and someone was like, "Well, I don't get bruising on my joints." And I'm like, "It doesn't take bruising on the joints." And so then I shared the checklist, and someone else came on and went, "According to that, I have it." And I said, "I'm not surprised. I suspect 50% of Grandma's grandkids have it." Not exactly, because, each one of her kids had a different amount of kids. But obviously, that idea. And one of my suspicions seemed to be proved true through that chat. So, of which ones have it and which ones don't. Because one of them that came on went, the one that was asking more questions and said, "According to that, I've got it," said, "I've been telling people I have genetic joint issues for years because I've seen it in the family." And I'm like, well, now you know what it is. Not just genetic joint issues. You know exactly what it is. So he seemed to be very grateful to finally have a name for this problem that's been plaguing him and members of his family, that it appears he has not known how to, what exactly it is, and he's just been kind of treating it the best he can, but it's kind of hard to treat something if you don't know exactly what it is. And obviously he hasn't got as bad as Danny and I did. Or Danny and I have, so that's a good thing, but at the same time, there can be issues from it, and so it does sound like it's possible that actually three of the four kids my grandma had ended up with it. I'm not positive, but it's possible. Just because there are some things that have roused my suspicions about not this cousin's dad, but another one of my uncles. And then the other uncle, family member came on and said, as she looks at it, she can't think of any one of her dad or her siblings that display those traits. So, and it kind of makes sense as we look at the build too of each family. So, but build is not the only, or is not reliable necessarily, but there are some things it can kind of indicate. So there is, so that's, interesting and helpful, because I feel bad knowing I've got this information and no one, word I knew still wasn't spreading, despite me asking each of my uncles to spread the word or to check on themselves. The one that I just brought it up to, I know I've talked to his wife, or to his stepmother, so to that uncle's wife, a number of times about it, and she's just kind of casually brushed it off. Oh, that doesn't affect any of my kids, I'm sure. And at the same time, or any of my stepkids, I'm sure. And yet, as an adult, the stepchild is going, that's me? So it does appear that word did not get spread. So now they all have word, and they can each make their own decision about if they have it or not, and if they need to look into it more or whatever. The one interesting thing is the two kids that have the largest families, it appears, have been proven to have it. And I suspect the one with the smallest family also has it. Okay, let's see where I'm at on gifts. Okay, I have 2 Existimal to give out. We're going to hold on to the spell energy just because I'm thinking of going in this inn and seeing if I can get some good gifts. Because I don't seem to be getting very many from driving around. So no, I'm not going to use the Brofuse. Get everything collected at least. Oh, just a reminder, tomorrow is the fast for coronavirus. For anyone that is joining in. So, staff, while I'm thinking of it, if I don't get an extravagant gift, would you prefer a regular runestone or the existimal potion? Or a spell energy or a regular spell energy or a regular ingredient? Are you there, staff? Looks like Steph must have run, so we may have to ask her later. I may have to message her through Discord. Oh, I think I remember one thing I was going to say is if you guys also wouldn't mind keeping me in your prayers or thoughts, I have applied for a full-time job that appears to be one I can do. I can kind of set my own schedule, so can work around the kids and stuff, and work from home. And that would be perfect for me. But of course, there's no saying for sure. Really wish I could send Sasha some gifts, but she's always got plenty of, she still hasn't opened my gift. Guess everyone else is just getting random gifts. So we will drive around and see what more we can find. And go see about if my brother's there to tell me how long he needs my son. So since I did get that extravagant gift from here, the one for the extravagant runestone, I'm probably, even if I wanted to, not going to get another one here. So I'd just be getting regular runestones. So this is a place that's essential, but it doesn't seem to have as many people. But it doesn't have as many people. I don't know where the one that is the medical is, just off the top of my head, because it's a newer one. I'm actually kind of surprised that Icon has not chosen to try and go convert into making medical supplies for the time being, because they seem to have the knowledge to be able to, but they aren't. So if they did, that would be even more that would be considered essential in the valley. That is one thing. I am not sure how hard this is going to hit here. The full slowdown of the depression and everything, and actually stay. I'm hopeful it doesn't hit very much and as bad as in other places, but I know that's one thing. I already know it's not hitting quite as bad here as it is in other places, because of the number of places that have managed to either convert to work from home or that are actually considered essential. So that we have quite a number of those on one side or the other. So and that may also be why the Utah governor is not considering a stay-at-home order, because people have kind of more, they're following that, but also to try and figure out who's essential and who's not in Utah, I think would be a lot harder on top of everything. I mean, you've got the more wide open places, but you've also got a lot more businesses that have been declared essential. At least it seems. From things I've heard from other people, places, whatever, it seems as though more of our businesses, as though even in college towns we have these huge manufacturers that are considered essential businesses. So trying to figure out who's essential heading to or from work versus who's headed where. Are you headed? I know one person that a YouTube family I saw that I kind of know around here was headed up to the canyons because they were going stir crazy. He's still not here. I think I'm going to call my son and find out what's going on. Let me go after these two and then... Because that means he's been here for over an hour. And no, my son didn't wait outside, but if he's been gone that long, I can see why. And he knows I wouldn't get mad at that, because that's kind of ridiculous. And this thing does not want to catch, obviously. I'm not mad at my brother. It just sounds like there was a miscommunication between him and my son. Possibly. He was just asking if he could come help, and meaning more when he got off of work. And my son misunderstood that or something. I don't know. So, let's see. David. That's what I'm thinking. I got an extravagant energy, so that's what you got.
Please leave your message for 43537433272.
And my phone doesn't want to behave, so he's getting it there. I was able to get an extravagant spell energy gift, so I send it to you, Steph. See, while I'm at it, let's send the other gifts that I managed to get in the... Oh, wow! I've got 2 for tomorrow. And there's my dad. Okay, so I think I'm going to send this and then let you guys go, so I can talk to Dad and figure out what's going on. So we will talk to you later. Well, you'll get another good one tomorrow, so, and I'm glad I can help out. Talk to you later. Bye.